Hello. It is strangely quiet because I have not put on background music. But as we learned last time, you can't even really hear it. Last time I played some music in the background, and everyone was like, I didn't even know that it was playing. Didn't even know. It is playing now. It's probably very low. I see it. It is in fact quite low. Hold on, let me go to the properties. Can I like increase the volume on the stream via advanced audio properties? Perhaps via filters, I can add a gain. I can add some gain and then increase that perhaps by 8 decibels. It should be, it's probably still a bit quiet. Okay, what about 10 decibels? That's probably good. I don't know. Anyway, this is today's image. It is some kind of hair creature. I don't know. It's there. Anyway, let me welcome people. Welcome Stream Elements. Welcome Zoe, Nano Lather, Fuse Hunter, Stanley, Yuyuko, and Foley, and Probs Not Jack, and Deffins, and Taco Toaster. Yes, everyone, it is today. We're here. We're back again. What is this place? Does anyone have any guesses to where this is? There's probably some kind of secret in this area right here. This is like, yo guys, this is like in Outer Wilds when you're on Ash Twin, and there's like, this is the path to the high energy lab. Anyone understand? That's not spoilers, by the way. It's Turkey. It's Turkey. It's not hard to see where these travertine terraces got their name. Well, if you know, it's not spoilers, okay? It's not even anything. You're probably not even gonna remember that this is anything. This literally doesn't mean anything. It's Turkey, though. It's Turkey. I see food. I eat food. Anyone else eating food? Has anyone eaten food? I ate a banh mi today. It's pretty good. But anyway, today's stream, we're gonna continue doing music composition in GB Studio. Because I was like, this is interesting. Do you hear the police siren outside? It's here to arrest me for my music-related crimes. It is approaching my destination. Wow, it's like so close. Oh my god, it's literally next to my house. Okay, it's gone now. It's going away. Eating slop? What is that? What kind of slop? I won't eat until later on. Hope the banh mi was tasty. It was good. It was quite good. I get the same one almost every week. To the point where they know what I'm gonna order when I go in there. Anyway, music. So I watched several videos because I was, you know, I have not worked on my Picross game since the last time I talked about it. I was too interested in watching videos on music, people explaining what chords are, how to get harmonies working, a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of things. And I was also looking at some of the BGM that I've been provided to see how they do it, right? And one thing I noticed, the music that I commissioned, they don't use the default GB Studio provided instruments. Right? Remember when we made a song on the stream and it didn't sound very good? And I think it's because these instruments by default, we were like, how do you hold a note, right? You can't even hold a note. None of these default ones sustain the note. They all terminate. So they just have like short pulses. I mean, this one does, but it's like, okay, never mind. I guess it does exist, but I didn't think to use it. But then I think the defaults also have like a specific like kind of sound that I think is not that good. However, I did make this off stream for a very short thing, which I think sounds a bit nicer than what I made. Wow. That's it. That's the whole thing. You got multiple things. Look, we got notes that are playing together but at different things. This could be like, I don't know, something. And then I made this. What is this one? This one. Whoa. Something you might hear from an ice cream truck or something. The ice cream truck is here. It's here. Welcome, Markiplier. It goes twice. And look at this. We got these two instruments. We got the wave channel is playing. This is like the bass line. The noise channel is, if you just mute the other ones. This is the noise channel. It's like drums kind of. And then this is the wave channel, which serves as the bass line. And here's the thing that I was like, we were talking about chords and stuff like that, but it's like on the Game Boy, you only have 4 channels. So you can't really play chords. If you were to play a chord, you would either be using 2 or 3 of the channels, which kind of restricts the melody. And like some of these channels can't even play some of these sounds, right? So the thing about Game Boy is that you don't really do chords. You just do other stuff. Welcome, Wishy Wishy. Rice noodles, bit of butter, salad, cut up cabbage with pickles and bell peppers. Where's the meat? Where's the protein? This was yesterday. And then what is this? Example 3? What is example 3? It doesn't even exist. Example 4 though, what is this one? Oh, this one I just copied from. I was trying to look at how this song that I commissioned, how this song used instruments. And as I mentioned, it doesn't use any of the default ones. It sets its own stuff. So I was kind of just like copying the waveforms that they used. So they all sustain. They don't fade out. And I noticed the way they do fade out. If you want a note, like by default, notes will play until you interrupt it. So like what they do, they have this thing that just goes on forever, but then they have an effect. This effect right here is a note cut effect. Well, you'll notice this note, it'll play until another note comes on. But you can cut the note early by using an effect. A note cut effect will simply stop the note. So that's a way that you can do note cutting. You can extend notes by default. Because like, you know, you can't in a usual DAW, you can just like grab the note and extend it. You can't really do that here because you're using a limited instruments. So that is a way you can do it. And I think it makes sense. It gives you control of exactly how long it is. And then this is the one that does fade out. This is the one that does fade out. So when I was looking at this song, I was kind of just seeing how they did this sort of thing. Okay, but look, I messed something up there. One of these things is wrong. Oh, because I didn't copy this thing. But anyway, I have learned some things. So you can use the tracker view to copy this stuff. That's an arpeggio, true, but also not true. It is true, but not in the sense of the effect arpeggio, because they have an arpeggio as an effect. But this is a different thing. It's a different. Anyway, yeah, and then I looked up some tutorials because I was thinking specifically that making music for chiptune is not the same as just like other music you would use in other DAWs. Like there are similarities, of course, but there are limitations that you got to consider. So I was like watching all these videos about chords and chord progressions, and while that is important, it's a bit less so in here. You can't really use chords. But you know, the quality, look, is sus. 75 sus. The qualities are different. Okay, you can use the same notes perhaps. And this is an example from, there's like a GB Studio blog where they go over some tips. Listen to this. I didn't make this, by the way. Look at this. You can listen to all the effects they use and you're like, how did they do that? This sounds really nice. How did they do this? And then you take a look and you're like, okay, these are the notes they used. 75, that's like the duty cycle. Actually, it's 25. Why did they name it 75? 12.5 sustain, 12 fade. And then this is where I learned that the default instruments are not that good. Cause like the way that this sounds, they have the sweep change as a very, very sharp thing, right? When I made this song, when I used the default, no, hold on, it was this song. When I used the default sweep change, which is -7, sorry, what was the default? It was like -4 or something. It doesn't sound as good. Like compare this, maybe it was even -3. Right, I mean, it sounds fine, right? But then like if you go to like negative, if you decrease this one even more, hold on, it might be kind of hard. Am I using this note? I don't even know. Turn this one off. What does this sound like? Right, this sounds like this, which is kind of pleasant. You compare this to like this. I mean, I guess it's fine, but like I feel like something like this. It's like, how do I describe music? It's much more pleasant. It's less like long. Yes, it does depend on the music, but I think for this, like if you just want like short notes, this sounds nice. But I don't know. So what am I doing today? I don't know. Let's make a song, guys. Let's create a new song. I think part of my problem last time was also that I didn't really have a sense of what kind of music I wanted to make. I was kind of just like arbitrarily putting notes down, which is like a way to do it. But then you want to like ideally have some kind of theme, you know, you're like, oh, I want to make like city pop. I want to make RPG music where you're like in a town and it's like you're in a forest or something. Chord progression theory fundamentals are still valid, just not polyphonic chords. Well, yeah, that's what I meant though, because I was like that stuff, you know. I know it is important, so I have been learning it. But all of them were like, here's you gotta use these chords, you gotta have these chords. But you don't, okay? You just need the bass notes, okay? I learned about tonics. I've learned about what's it called? Anyway, I watched a video that was pretty cool. It was like, here's how you construct. Can I find the video? Hold on. let me take a look at the video because I don't remember what the terms were. But you start off in the first bar, and then you determine where the tonic is, and then at the very end you want to return to the tonic. So you start off and then like you do this one, and before you even do the other stuff, you could just go to the end and be like, okay, how's this going to resolve? It's going to go here or here, and then like then you're like, okay, but then you have to go like from this one to this one, right in the middle of the, what's this called? What is this thing called? the phrase, is this a phrase? From here to here, like you do some repetition here, and then you can repeat stuff here as well, but with slight differences. But then here to here is the biggest change. This is a formula, okay? You don't have to do this. I thought it was a good way to think about it as a beginner, because it gives you some what's the word? Some guidance, you know, some sort of guideline. Welcome, JD. Measure, yeah, measure. A measuring cup. Look at my videos, my liked videos. YouTube has been recommending a lot of music theory. Oh, this is, oh god, this is so loud. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Why is that so loud? Can I lower this? I'm gonna lower this volume. This video, how to write a melody. This one. Guy dance. What about women dance? What about women dance? They can dance as well. You can all dance. Everyone here can dance. So this video that I watched, they were like, You start off and then you do, what is this, a phrase? It's like a period, a tonic. I don't remember any of this stuff, what these words mean. But the way they explained it was like, oh, that makes sense. Wolfie, when you finish this song, will you append a P to your username to note you're a producer? I will not, because that is not a thing that I would do. That's a thing that Vocaloid producers do, though. That's a thing that Idolmaster fans do. They do that, despite the fact that they're not producing music, but they're producing idols. Contrast, what are they describing here? I have the audio off, so I don't know. But they got tonic. I still don't know what this thing means. I'm sure someone's going to explain it. But it's like, oh, it's like two notes per 4 something. Sheet music, I don't know, sheet music. This guy doesn't know sheet music. Guys, get it? Haha. Is a leading tone, tonic, dominant, the submediant, and then what? You don't have to worry about the squiggly line. I was not worried. I don't even care what this thing is. Coordinate, well, yeah, I know what these things are. So this is telling you these are coordinates. I know this is like a 8th note, treble clef, a quaver, I don't even know. But yeah, they were just like, you know, you set your tonic here, and then this one you determine, like, you either go down here or like up here, and then do some repetition, and then like this thing mirrors this thing. I don't know. Quaver, oh, it's a European thing. This guy is peeing. European. Alright, so let's let us start off, okay? We're gonna, okay, what kind of music do I want to make? We can listen for some songs. What is that Picross soundtrack? The official Picross series soundtrack. We can find something that we like here. And then try to make something similar. Now clef just tells you which position in the sheet music maps to which pitch. Which position match to which? I don't know. I don't need to concern myself with this. We could find some songs that we think are good. Picross S soundtrack is quite good. Okay, it's quite the good soundtrack. To make sure that my audio levels are good. All right, one thing that I do like, Picross S3 BGM 1. This is nice. How would I make something like this? Well, listen to the chord, maybe? It's like a bit slow. The bass line. A lot of stuff going on. Some kind of chill BGM, maybe. What if we just choose some chord progression? I know I said chords are not that important, but what if we just use that as the baseline? Chord progressions, C major, because, you know, I'm a beginner. You gotta be using C major. It's the best one for beginners because it's easy. Common chord progression, okay? Everyone, what's your favorite chord progression? Everyone's favorite. Oh, what isn't there like an anime chord progression? 1415 Royal Road. What if we made a song using the Royal Road progression? Sure, I'm gonna pretend I understand. Oh, look at this, there's so much stuff. A bass clef and treble clef. That's a lot of treble. There's too much treble for me. Yoasobi uses that one. Every famous Japanese anime song, or even most Japanese pop music, uses this. Those are 4-note chords. Royal Road is a bit different to pull off, but it's possible. Not recommend this for beginners. Best chord progression for beginners. I just want to like make something up, you know. What do we just use one? Is this the one that you suggested? 141? No, this is a different one. What's a what? 1415. What if I did this one? What does this sound like? First three measures are the most famous in the world. When writing in major key, this is an ear-pleasing transition. Makes up the majority of rock and blues. That works fine too. Okay, we can see what it sounds like. Okay, so if I'm gonna remember correctly, okay, we're gonna use, I think like you usually use a triangle wave for your bass line, typically. Put that in the wave channel. A triangular wave, okay, and then, so if we are in the key of C, that's gonna be there, and then what is that? It's 1, and then we go to 4, which, as we all know, 1, 2, 3, 4 is here, right? Is this correct? And then you go to 5, and 5, as you all know, is right here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 2, 3, 4. No, that's wrong, Wolfie. That's wrong. Wait, no, that's right. 1, 2, 3. That's 4, and then this is 5. Basically, everything is going to be tons of fourths and fifths for popular stuff since it sounds consonant. That makes sense. So maybe I should move this up a bit higher. Oh, one thing that I learned you can do, you can actually select these and then do like what's it? Control plus? No, Control Shift plus to transpose it up an octave, which is quite useful. Is this what it sounds like? Am I doing this right? Is it low? Hold on, can you even hear this? This one. Do 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 do. Is that what that sounds like? CF and GF. Is that wrong? Am I doing this wrong? 1, 2, 3. This is 1. This is missing. Well, yeah, we're just talking about like the bass notes. You can't really do chords on the Game Boy without using all your channels. I just mean like the bass notes of the chord, whatever it's called. What's it called? Is it called the bass? Right. So this is C, D, E, F. No, that's right. That's F, and then G is there. The 6th note is a very common bass note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one. I'm saying this one. Alright, what if we transpose the entire thing up? Again. What is it? Control Shift plus. No. Control. You can see the letter notes in this view. In this view, yes. You can see some of them. Is that what this sounds like? Is that the... Is this the chord progression? And then you can just repeat it, okay? But then wait, this seems shorter. No, I've moved it. This is all out of whack. All right. Okay. I mean, that's something, right? Some sort of thing. What if we use a different instrument? Isn't Royal Road upbeat with some undertones of sad? No, this isn't Royal Road. This is whatever this is. What is this one called? Known commonly as the 145. Royal Road. It's a different one. Is that the 4 major 7? I learned what this means. I know what this means now. You play the chord with like this is the 3rd, this is the 5th, and then you also put the 7th in there. You play 4 notes at the same time. Okay, so now that we have this, what do I do with this? Good question. Good question. I don't know. What if we... Okay, so what I've learned from Hamflow last time that he has mentioned is that if you're gonna do like a melody, you usually want to use the first, the third, the fifth as the main parts of the melody. And that, because those usually go well together, right? So, but I put the bass line too high up. Should put this maybe down at C4 for some explosive properties. It's probably being drowned out by the Stream Beats Lo-Fi. That's fine. Okay, and then one thing I learned about the Game Boy is you usually want your main melody in Duty 1 because Duty 2 and Noise are often used for sound effects. So like when a character jumps or like you're in a menu, they usually use Duty 2 channel for that. So you'll like mute channel 2 on your BGM. So it would ideally be something that's not super important, that can be interrupted. So we put our main melody on Duty 1. And I'm gonna use these pulse notes because they can go on for more than one. What's this thing called? One. It's gonna play until you stop it, right? So you want to use 1, 3, or 5, but then you can also use some things in the middle. But you want to go an octave up at least, so it's not the same as your bass line. And then what? And then maybe you just put some notes down. Maybe I just start with a rhythm, right? What if I just... It's probably very unpleasant to listen to. Okay, maybe I start off with these ones, so it's not as annoying. And then later I can replace them with the pulse ones. It rides the line between the two. It's anime. That's how you do anime. Alright, so we can do like a rhythm. Well, any popular rhythms, we just make one up. So you want to like... Maybe you'll have like 2 here. And then something like this. And then you want to do a repetition. Right? You gotta have some repetition. And then later you can sort of vary it up, right? You can have some delay, you could have this thing. It might sound weird. We don't have variation in the, what's this, like pitch? We have some... Okay, so we have a rhythm, right? And then you can replace these. You could also do this here. You can change the instrument of all the notes by doing this. We'll use instrument number 9. Right, you can't. I thought you could. You cannot change all of them. Oh, I know in Pico 8 you can do that. I guess in this one you can't. There's probably some way to do it, but I don't know what it is. So we have this instrument, right? We have duty cycle 50 here. Right, it sounds bad because it's all the same right now. But then we can move stuff around, right? What if we move this? What if we can start off at C, and then you wanna be at like 3 and 5 for most of it. So maybe here you go up to here, and then maybe from there you can go up to the 5th, and then from the 5th maybe you go back down to the 3rd. I really should have changed the instrument later because now we're just gonna hear this the whole time. What if I lowered the volume? I could do that. Lower the volume until we're ready to listen to it. Welcome, Wallstarer. That's right, banging out the tunes. By the end of this stream, you're gonna be like, whoa, that sounds so good. Wow, he's a professional composer now. Okay, and then what? And then you just you go from here, maybe from here you go like up here and then up again to the 7th. Do you want to go up to the 7th? No. maybe you have like one of these that's over here. It's in the middle. Right, then you can repeat. I don't know what it sounds like right now, but surely it's good, right? Surely it sounds good. I could also just copy this. You know what? Let's do this. Let's copy this, paste it here, right? And then this one, it could be a similar thing, but faster, right? It probably doesn't sound that good. But what if it did? What if it did sound good? Seven likes to be treated in certain way. Yeah, it wants to go up to the next octave, right? It wants to resolve to the root. This doesn't sound so bad, actually. I mean, it doesn't sound that good, but it also doesn't sound that bad, maybe. Oh, hold on. This note should not be here. Why is this here? Did I add this one by mistake? It should be here. Rhythm? No, this is the rhythm. I tried the rhythm. Okay, we can add some note cuts, right? This thing, these could be cut down a bit shorter, right? Maybe this one, you put where is it? Note cut right here. And then you could do the same. You can cut this note here, and then the same thing for. Hey, why does this look different? Hold on. Didn't I copy this? We copied this. And this one, should this one not simply be the same as this one? What did I do? I think this note was not supposed to be here. And then if we have this one here, you can put the note cut here and here. Okay, maybe this was a bit too abrupt. This cut right here. You don't have to stick to the 1, 3, and 5 that closely, but it can work. Yeah, I think it makes it kind of like predictable, right? So like, what if we move this one up here? But then this is the same as this one. So what if we go up here and then down here? And then this one could maybe be a bit longer, right? Or copy. I can't just copy this. Okay, you can delete this here. And then, wait, this is an arpeggio. This is not the same thing. Put that there, and then put this one here. And then we can move these down the same. Right, and then, okay, what if then this one is up? Is that too much though? No, that's kind of a bit much. Okay, what if this one went down here? And then the thing is, it starts and ends on the same one, which maybe we don't want to do. Maybe we want it to go like this. I'm still not a fan of this. This cut that I have here, it feels a bit abrupt. I could also try using 25% pulse. What does that sound like? Melodies do usually end on a 1, 3, or 5. Okay, that's good advice. So what if this one ended on the 3? Most commonly, but what if I started on the 1? Maybe it's fine, right? Okay, what if it goes like this? It's lacking something. But what? What if we did, what does a 12.5 pulse sound like? Welcome Last Abaka, thank you for these 7 months. Most start on 1 too, but there's more variety in starting notes. I see, but it's fine to start and end on 1. No, I think the note doesn't matter. I mean, like, the instrument does not matter as much. They all sound somewhat similar. Okay, but then what if we add, like, a, what is it called, a counter melody? That's a thing, right? That's a thing. Welcome vacuously, that's right, I'm learning music. Specifically to make games. We're gonna have Vacuous Sugar Quest 2 with an entirely original soundtrack. Welcome, Namington. Starting and ending on 1 was practically a music law before 500 years ago. Dang. I guess I'm following the law. Well, I think maybe I need some drums. Is that a thing? I need some percussion. Alright, so for percussion, you want to have, what's the usual thing? What did I use in the other one? This. What is this one? What does this sound like? Snare drum 3? Hold on. If I mute everything except the noise channel, that's barely anything. Okay, what about snare drum? Is it because it's up too high? Maybe we need it to be... It's probably up too high. I think the noise channel needs to be like down here, right? No, that's also barely anything. Okay, what about the closed hi-hat? Today's Wolfie looks statically charged. Yeah, because of all the noise from the noise channel. Am I right, gamers? Haha. What about crash? What about snare drum? Why does it sound like this? It didn't sound like this in the other one. If I play... Right? It didn't sound like that. Oh, maybe because it's on C4. If I put this up at C... Hold on, what instrument is this? This one is the orange one, which is snare drum 3. Snare drum 3, closed hi-hat, snare drum 3, and then snare drum regular. Okay, so this was at C4. If I move this all up, maybe look over here. Welcome Chicken Coop and Joy, thank you for the 43 months. Pulse Man, that's me. That's me right there. So we used, what was it, snare drum 3? I already forgot. This one. What if we just put all of these here? It sounds so different. Snare drum regular. Okay, this sounds a bit more like it. But there's probably a way to make this sound more interesting. What if it was like this? We had like 2 of these at the end of every one of these things. Snare drum is almost always in the middle of the measure. So like here, like, is this fine? I learned there's like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, right? Is it on the and? This is like 1. Would this be the 2? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But then we have 2 snare drums. Why do I have 2 snare drums? Where do you put the hi-hat? Closed hi-hat versus open hi-hat? Bass drum. That's something. That's some kind of music right there. Any fans of music? Alright, snare drum 3, and then closed hi-hat. Snare drum 3, closed hi-hat. Snare drum 3. And closed hi-hat 1. And then what if we just copy this throughout the entire track? Wait, this seems wrong. What did I do? Because we have this extra note here. It's not supposed to be there. This. It's quite unusual. What if, does it matter where I put this? Like if this was up here, does that sound different? Oh, it does sound different. It does matter where you put it. I thought it didn't matter because it was on the noise channel, but I guess it does. Alright, maybe I should move them all up. C5. Sounds like every thick line is a beat, not a measure. Okay, so I still don't know what the difference is. Okay, so a beat is like a whole note would be like the duration of this, right? And a measure is a measure the entire, like, it's like 8 of these, 8 whole notes. Is that a measure? A beat is when you count one. Okay, so it's like a whole note, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is that a thing? This sounds alright. Maybe. Oh, so measures for 4. Okay, so this would be the measure, right? From here to here is a measure. Depends on time signature. The most common signature is 4, 4. 4 divided by 4. Isn't that just 1? Beat is usually 1/4. Okay. So something. So perhaps this. Oh, how long is it? This is like this. There's so many terms. How do musicians understand anything? There's so much stuff to understand. I'm gonna get you what? Just because I divided 4 by 4? 4 divided by 4? Alright, so what is the problem with this melody? Besides the fact that it's kind of boring, is there something fundamentally wrong with it? Or do I just need to add more stuff? Do I perhaps just need some short pulses? Maybe something like this. Whoa! That's why it's called a whole note. 4 divided by 4 is 1. True. So true. That's actually so true. Okay, what if this was down here? What if we had some notes like over here? Welcome, Wed. Hope you're doing well on this Friday. What if we put another note over here? No, that's too much. What if this was here? What if we had a fade in 12.5? No. Fade out 25% full pulse. Sweep change negative 6. Welcome Handflow. Like the song that plays at Family Mart. This is the song. And you're out there to buy some Family Mart chicken. And then what if this part we use a 50% pulse? And no, that's too much. No, this thing that was right there, that was too much. What if it was like down here? There's too much going on. It's too much. What if we added a different range? Like maybe, what does different range mean? Like if I put the notes, because like right now it's only between here and here. If I went even above, what if I went up to the next octave? Right, is that the thing? But also the thing is they're not moving too much, right? I think like sometimes you want a good balance of not moving too much, but also occasionally maybe this one goes high up. And then this one resolves to this. But then you have to go back down, right? You gotta go back down. So what if then you go to the 5th? Is this anything? Whoa, wait. What is that? Okay, what if this one also went up here? I think the jump from here to here is a bit much. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it works out fine. Okay, but then this one. Okay, what if we put this one an octave lower? But that's like too much. Welcome Green Blob Code. Oh wait, that sounds nice. Okay, hold on. The fact that this is a bit lower, it does sound a bit nicer, I think. If a jump feels like too much, you can fill in the gaps, but you don't always need to. What if we had just like various notes? What if we had many notes? We can have like one here, one here. What does that sound like? That's too much. Is that too much? Maybe it's a bit too much. That's too much. Well, what if we just had one like here? No. Yeah, maybe it's fine. When the bass is bassier, it's based. It's literally based. Okay, and then back to duty 2. This one has been offset accidentally. So this is here. It's an option true. So true. I mean, these could go a bit higher up, right? These could simply be, instead of moving an entire octave down, what if these were up here? No, that sounds a bit weird. Now, why does it sound weird though? Why does this sound weird? Like, this doesn't sound weird, but this sounds weird. It doesn't sound too weird though. Maybe it's fine. And then if we had like another one, dissonant with the melody. Interesting. And then try to figure out which notes sound weird, move them up or down one space. If I were to move all of these, like this one, yeah, this, hold on. This one sounds weird. Oh wait, this one's not even aligned anymore. This was not even in the same scale. That's what it is. But it also still sounds kind of weird. This one definitely sounds weird. It definitely does sound like something from Family Mart. Maybe like an ice cream truck. An ice cream truck would be playing this song. The Cecilia Immergreen ice cream truck song that she plays sometimes. That's there. It's not awful though. It just could be a bit more interesting. Okay, well that was an attempt at something. Many ways to improve it. What if we listen? Right, I was gonna listen to this for inspiration. Make another 2 measures. True. If I just copied this, copied everything, and then go to the second one, and then we just adjust it. We adjust it slightly. Copy everything into a second one. And then we go back and we change it. Okay, so what do we change with this one? Well, you want to keep these two the same. Maybe. Maybe you don't. Maybe you actually... This one here goes down here. And then when you're over here, maybe this one starts up on the 3rd. And then it goes down here. And then what do you change up here? What if this one is the 5th? The 5th and the 6th. And then also you can have another thing. perhaps here. No, that sounds weird. Get that out of here. Alright, and then this one, maybe this one actually goes down here. Maybe this one actually... No, that sounds weird. Why does that sound weird? Could go up. Okay, what if it goes up here? Welcome, Nutritious. Hello. Oh, everyone's like, make it stop. No, the tones are too pure. They should never be such pure tones. Alright, so this is our first pattern. Wait. Do 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 do. I think this one would sound good like this. But then we go to our duty 2 and we change this one to be this. Wait, I think it was fine the way it was. Yeah, I think that's better. But also it's time for me to drink some water, because you get to listen to this masterpiece while I'm hydrating. Alright, I've hydrated. We're jamming. There it is. Alright, and then what if we added a third pattern, which is something. Hold on, there's something weird here. This right here, that's a bit weird. Welcome dash slash dash. Is that Wolfie? Where? What the? Who is that? Where is that guy? Why does this sound weird? This thing here. Oh, because we need a cut note here. We need the cut effect to be here. Note cut. Oh, another thing you could do, you could also add some volume variation, because at the moment they're all playing at the same volume. You could have this note be louder than this note slightly, which could maybe make it sound slightly nicer. Here, what if we did this? You set the volume to be, I think the default is like 11, so this could have volume maybe like 8 or something. And then this one can go back to 7. Actually, I don't know if you need to set it back. I think this will set the volume, and then the next time it plays, it'll just use the configured volume, maybe? What does this sound like? Nah, I don't think it makes that big a difference. Let's not do that. delete that. I do feel like the rhythm is like not that interesting. It's like very similar. They're all very similar, you know? Need some bigger jumps, maybe. A triplet? Bro, that's advanced. That's advanced stuff right there. That sounds bad. Can you all do music composition streams so that I can learn? Welcome, Orfish. You're all like, oh, Wolfie's doing music composition. This is going to be the new meta, okay? Everyone's going to pick up music. They're going to, on their stream, they're going to be like, I learned this, and then I'll write it down. I'll be like, wait, oh shoot, I didn't know that. Ah, so that's how you make interesting sounding melodies. Never would have thought about this. I never would have considered the possibility of this. I would genuinely love to do that, but energy and time and stuff. I can't believe this. Can't believe they wouldn't stream music creation for me specifically. Well, I mean, this is something, right? It's something, it's a start. What if we make one song per hour? This is our first song. We make 3 songs today. And then every song incrementally we learn something. And then the next song gets better. Yeah, 1 song per song. Now we got example 5. Despite the fact that we had example 3 after example 4. Welcome, Hamp. Right, this one was me copying something. This was copied from BGM 2. Now you'll know what they did in this song though. They played with the volume. This one starts off a little bit louder and then they decrease the volume. This one's loud, this one's soft, this one's loud. Right, that's an interesting effect. And I think these ones, what if I did something like that? If I simply were to copy this sort of arpeggio kind of motion, and then they have the main melody at the top. You are in fact naming various musical celebrities, but with their names changed. I've heard of those people. Oh, I think another interesting thing you could do that was done in that Bitsy example at the very beginning. They had, was it this one? Their baseline would go from like down, up, right? My baseline at the moment is only like static, like one thing per measure, per bar. I don't know what it's called. I always forget. But this one I can make it go up and down. That'd be a bit interesting, right? I can't believe Wolfie was using a measure and bar mean the same thing. I see. Why do they have 2 terms for the same thing? Me when I go to the bar and measure a cup of alcohol. You ever go to like a bar and ask for alcohol? Hello, bartender, give me some alcohol, please. And they go, of course, Of course, here is my finest alcohol. And then you go, oh, that's great. That's some good alcohol. Love me some alcoholic beverage on a Friday night. And then everyone goes, no, what? How did he do that? All right, let's, okay, so the wave channel, let's do a 50% pulse. So this is 50%, right? What is this note right here? This is a G, D, Gouda Gouda Fairies. Anyone watch that anime? I remember it. What if we did something similar? What if we did something similar, but we chose our own? So if we have C major, right? First, the third, the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go down here. Why does this sound like nothing? Because it's too low? Is it too low? What if we go up? Why is that so low? I did, in fact, the best part at the end when they're all dancing in their adult forms. I don't remember that. Give me your best ethanol solution. True. Ethanol. Wait, why is this suddenly so... Oh, 50% pulse volume... Volume 100? Hold on. What's the difference between this and this? I guess you want to use triangular wave for your baseline. Why does it sound like this? Because it's too high up. Alright, so how do they do this? They do this, they go up and down. Welcome, Guacamigo. Thank you for your kind words, I think. Thank you. Why would he say that? Out here saying things. So this note goes here, and then it cuts off, right? Because it cuts off here. We can do this by doing note cut, note cut, note cut. And then also here and here. Oh, listen to that. Now how does this one go? This sounds different. This is G, D, C, D, E, F, G. But then it goes to D, which is here. Indeed a kind of me when I read a message. I think this tempo is also faster, right? My current tempo is not that fast. Well, maybe that's fine, right? And then they go up. They go doot 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 doot. And then it go and then it goes up. Additionally, I can do the same. I can have this one go up here, and then this one can go up there. But then also use the same note cut here. More like GDs. Got 'em. Can't believe that we've been gotten like this. The Begotten Warrior from Elden Ring. Okay, so this is actually a longer note. This note doesn't actually get cut. And then they jump all the way up to C for the next, from the next octave. How do they do that? Why would they do that? So it goes up and then it goes back down. That's a big jump. They go from E to C and then back to E. What the? Why does mine not sound that good? Bass lines often have more jumps? I see. I guess because they're like a lower frequency, it's less noticeable. You'll notice if you ever join a choir. Me, when my company is acquired by a larger company. Acquire. I don't know. Imagine that was something. Me when I say words. Acquires? Welcome, Classic Carabao. Did I greet you? I don't know if I did. See, this baseline is too interesting. I never would have thought to do this. Like, how did they know to do this though? By experience? Oh, look at this and this though. Hold on. The third measure, or whatever this thing is called, the third bar, is pretty much the first one, but extended. The notes are longer and they repeat notes twice. What the? Stringless orchestra. Okay, but my impression, doot doot, and then you go down, right? Doot 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 doot. Here, doot doot doot. Where's the doot? Where's the other doot I'm looking for? Doot doot. Does anyone know what note that is that I'm looking for? Is it down? This can't be down. Hold on. Doot. Maybe down here? No. Me when I don't know the notes that I'm looking for. Doot 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 doot. It's hard. Music is hard. If we consider that music is impossible, they made it impossible to do music. Like, listen, they did like just making sounds now. Right, the do 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 do. It's kind of crazy when you learn some people at perfect pitch can literally tell you what note something is by hearing it. I thought people could do that. Does anyone here have perfect pitch? Me at the baseball game. Bro, this guy has perfect pitch. Look at that. No, how did he? No. He pitched perfectly. Okay, do. They went up to the A. From G to A. From G to A. Do. C, B, A. This is G right here. This is G. That's not G. What am I? Is this G? Hold on. This is not G. This is G. No, this is G. C, D, E, F. No, that was G. But that doesn't sound the same. Why does that not sound the same? Some people have relative pitch, which can also help you tell notes, but you can train it. I have been seeing a lot of videos in my recommended about training. What was it called? Note training, ear training, listening training. A trained ear, as they say. Anyone can learn relative pitch. It takes time. It's true. Question is whether I'm willing to put in the effort. And maybe I will. Maybe this year... Okay, so last year was the year of me learning video games. What if this year was the year of me composing music? And then by the very end, I'll have like a full soundtrack. It's like, wow. Listen to his initial compositions. Welcome to mine. That's what the Umas say. What did they say? What are they saying? I realized I lowered the volume and never like increased it back up. Let's see audio levels. It's kind of low. Alright, and then example 2. Right. It is, so you have not been hearing anything. You have not even been hearing it. This is the one we made on stream an hour ago. Or I guess 20-something minutes ago. And then this is the one that I copied. But then this one is the one we're working on now. Okay, so I'm trying to make this one sound more interesting. So I've copied the first few notes from this example, but now I have to decide where to go with it. Okay, like what if... Sounds like ice cream truck? Yeah, that's my theme. When I was making this, I was like, this sounds like an ice cream truck song. Okay, do 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 do. How do you do? What does that sound? Do 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 do. Why do none of these sound like the note that I want? It can't be this low, right? Is it one of the black notes? No, can't be, right? I'm in C major. Me when I see the major. So they have ice cream trucks in your neighborhood in winter? I can't read. Yes. If you watch the stream, you probably will have heard of them in the background sometimes. Actually, in winter, not as much. But I don't know. It's gonna be pretty cold this weekend. I saw the weather alert and it said it was gonna snow a lot on Sunday. So that's something to look forward to. Well, why does that sound so loud? Hold on. You compare this to this. Wait, was that a bug? For like a second there, it sounded quite high-pitched. Alright, do 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 do. What if I didn't use a triangular wave? What if I used a 50% pulse? Whoa. No, that's just too loud. Okay, maybe it's fine. Maybe triangular wave was fine. Do do do. Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking for. Do 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 do. do 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 do. So this should be a bit earlier. No, I was missing the note cut. That's what I was doing. You need the note cut to be here. See, why does that sound so different? Do. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Do 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 do. Do do. No, and then okay, so it's there, and then it goes back down to here. I kind of have a 1 1 1 5 1 5 progression. Is that good? This isn't 1. This is 1. I thought this would be 1. Isn't this 2? 3 4 5. It implies a harmony. Do do. It is 2, right? This is 2. The 2 2 3 4 5 2 5 2 5 2 5 2 5. And goes across. And then, okay, so this one's long. What if we deleted that? It's like 5 and 6. 2 5. What am I saying, guys? I'm just saying words now. What is a god? Tua king? What is a god? Tua non-believer? That's how the phrase goes, right? Tua. What is a hawk to a king? Am I right, guys? Hawk to a... Good one. It's a funny bit. Hilarious bit we got going on. It's comedy, guys, it's comedy. Okay, what if it was like this? And then it goes up. And then, as you know, the 7th wants to resolve to the 1st. No, that's too much. But like theirs is more interesting though. Like they did this. Like, how do they know to do this? How can I learn to make such big jumps? I never would have thought to go from here to there. But they've done it. They've done the unimaginable. They've made music worth listening to. As an example application. And it sounds good, but mine does not. why. I must know. I must know why and how. How and why and when. Like, it sounds interesting up until here. So this is what I copied. And then as soon as I started like doing my own thing, it doesn't sound as good. There's also some cutting off. Do you hear that? There's like some popping. When I do the note cuts, it kind of pops. In a bad way. How do I make it not do that? I believe this would probably happen on real hardware as well. It could be because of the triangular wave. Maybe you don't want to do. Maybe you want to use this. It's so loud. Alright, I'm gonna scrap this one. You're going from high, low to low, high. Yes. High, low. Because I went here down to here. But like that's... What if I move this one even lower? No. But doesn't that add interest? Some interesting aspects of music. No, I think this is too complex. Let's scrap this one, go to example 6. We're just burning through these examples. At some point we're gonna run out of files. We're gonna have no space on our system. Alright, for this next song though, it goes out to the drummers. I'm just gonna put random notes. It's gonna sound good. Wow, that sounds awful. It did not sound good. People like patterns. If you make it part of a pattern, high, low, low, high, low. It's something to think about. Something we gotta consider. Like there, yeah, A, B, A. That is a thing that I have seen mentioned. You do some repetitions and then you do something that breaks the repetition and then you go back to the repetition. That's how it goes. Okay, what if for this one, if we were to simply what if we did some city pop? City pop has a very like well-defined kind of vibe, like this. ABBA. It's not Picross S9. What is it? It's Picross S8. It sure did. It's not this. Which one was I thinking of? Picross S5. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It's like do 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 do. Right? That's a very well established rhythm. The background, the bass line, do 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 do. Okay, what if I try to make that? Do 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 do. Would I use the triangular wave though? It would be do 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 do. So how does that go? Do. This one. Oh, that's loud. So if we were to go with the doot, it'd be Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 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 It's hard to find the notes. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Well, what if we use, okay, what if instead of doing this, it was this? It's funny the Dancing Queen is only 17, but that is one more than 16, a good musical number. 617. Alright guys, 6-7. The teens be like 6-7. Nowadays, they're all doing this stuff. Me when consecutive number 7-8. 7-8. 7-8. What am I doing, guys? What is he saying? Do 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 do. We want to do 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 do. Okay, we're gonna go here. It's gotta be here. 25% pulse. Okay, we should at least like set the rhythm first. We don't need to find the exact notes first. If we can get the do 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 do, then we'll be halfway there. Can I choose one that sounds nicer? I want to do a sweep change. 5. Doot. Do 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 do. Doot. That's not how it is. It's too fast. Doot do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, I think something. I'm not good with the rhythms. How did they do that? Do do do. Okay, so it's like. Do I need like a metronome or something? Dude, why is this so hard? Has anyone done music composition and you're like, when you first learned it, how did you go about learning it? Did you just start typing stuff out? Metronome might help, I think so. Okay, so this is basically a metronome. We want some of these to be closer. Do. So I think this one is here. First note on beat. Yeah, true. The first one is correct. Then up 4 beats. Then 5th on beat. 4 up beats. So what does that mean? 5th, 4 upbeats, then 5th on beat. 4. Okay, 4. This is on the beat, and then 4. What is an upbeat? What's upbeat, guys? Not much. What's up beat with you? Every other thick line would be a measure of 4, 4. So like, would it be this? What is an upbeat? If you count 1, 2, 3, 4 with the metronome. With this measure of 4. So a measure, okay, so this would be every one of these thick lines is one of these, right? Welcome, Brains Up. I missed the intro. Can you tell the joke? There's no joke. All the odd number squares are downbeats. Even numbers are upbeats. Okay, so this odd number from would this be square 1 or 0? Oh no, I guess you as a non-programmer would say that it's square 1. Okay, so 0, 0. But the thing is, these are too close together. I could decrease the tempo to make everything faster. Wait, so you have two things next to each other, and then one, oh, I see. And then this. Okay, if I make the tempo perhaps 4. And then you want to slower, double the spaces. I see. So I would simply just be 1. And then this, you would have an empty there. And another empty. And then this one would be right there. Wait, that sounds good. That's pretty much, I mean, it's kind of fast, but it's like kind of what I expect. What if it was 5? I guess Hamflo, you did play the drums, right? So you would know this kind of stuff. He does know his rhythms. Did I make this one too close? No, it's fine, right? This is fine. There's a gap. And then how about this here, this here, there, this here. Third note is 1 too far. Right. And then is this one also? Move the last 2, 1 to the left. Interesting. Something about this one feels like it's... Is this one correct? It's like isn't there like a short delay between like, is this not this? No, that's bad. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I just don't have a good sense of rhythm. Man, this is too hard. Maybe I chose something that's too hard. I thought it would be, you know, recognizable. It does require rhythm. Do 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 do. Okay, so we have the rhythm. So we need the notes now. Do 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 do. That's Sandstorm, the rude Sandstorm. Why is that Sandstorm just so rude? Do 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 do. Isn't it? It's all the same note though, right? No, I guess this one. Many of them are just the same note. Welcome, Panis. Great artists steal and settle in court. True. Unless it's AI. That thing will never get settled in court. Do 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 do. Oh, but then they go different though. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. How did they do that? How did they do that, man? How did they do that? I don't know. Maybe this is too hard. It's too hard of a baseline. I'm gonna rename this one to City Pop. City Pop failed. An attempt was made. It's barely anything. Do 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 do. Okay. Do 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 do. This one, this. D. D. Wait, oh shoot. Do 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 do. Do do do. What? How did he get it perfectly? Do. What? Do. Do. No, that's wrong. Where does this go? Why does this sound so bad? That sounds awful. It's spaced out wrong. Dee doo 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 doo. What an unpleasant sound. Do 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 do. Alright, what if these were instead fade out 50% volt? Do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, that's something. I'm just kind of just copying the song, but that's learning, right? I guess you get to see like how the notes like descend and ascend, you know? That's something, you know? Learning things. Do, 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 do. So it's like do, do, do. So this one is held a bit longer, but not that long. This goes here. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Why is this? It starts off sounding very strange. Is it because this one, because of this instrument? Yeah, this instrument's weird. I think this one, okay, let's mute this one for now. Do 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 do. Like, it's kind of weird to have the note here, right? Usually it would be like here. Just telling me maybe my understanding of the timing is wrong. Do 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 do. No. But also the fact that this lines up here is strange. I think my program's starting to lag. It feels much slower than it was when I first started. Maybe I can close and reopen. Do I want to save music? Yes, I would like to save music. Reopen GB Studio, please. Music. Back to the music. Okay, we're gonna example City Pop. Mute this channel. So it's definitely wrong. There's also another doot here. What if the other one was right there? Let's see, it already feels so much faster. Sometimes you just gotta restart the program. That's the problem with society nowadays. That everything's just using too much memory. And then there's another do here. What did I do? What has he done? What is he doing? What did we learn today? What am I learning? Maybe I just space out the notes evenly and then I figure out the rhythm. Maybe that's what I want. Like, this one's kind of cheating though, because like I did not come up with these notes on my own. I'm kind of just copying, although I guess I'm not claiming it as my own. I'm simply transposing music. Okay, so I believe that is probably the correct rhythm. The correct notes, at least. I mean, when you think about it, didn't this soundtrack basically copy Plastic Love? Right? That's the same thing. That's literally the same thing. Okay, so some of these need to be held. Okay, these notes need to be longer, and some need to be shorter. But how though? Don't we all? I also thought of that when I said it. I was like, that sounds like could be interpreted multiple ways. Now, you know what this kind of resembles though? This sort of like repeating pattern also kind of resembles this thing, but going the opposite way. Right, if you took this but you reversed it, that is quite the appealing sound though. Doot, 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 and then doot, 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 doot. Right, that is in fact something. Do 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 do. Right, that's right there. It's literally right. This one definitely is longer. So what if this one? Whoops. What if this was actually there, and then this one? I think I've misaligned everything. This should be 1 over. And this one should be... Welcome, Raitoka. What am I up to? I am learning music. This is like this is too long though. But maybe this is here, and then this one is here. Okay, this sounds right. And then I think this delay is not long enough. So it's like this. But this one's also this. And oh, the delay actually should be here. Non-spoiler tips? Yes, please. This is my first playthrough. Please. I need some backseating. Like I think okay, so this timing sounds alright. But this here now. This here seems incorrect. Like do. I think these two are too far apart. But then if I have these here, it sounds too fast. Maybe it's fine. No, that's wrong. Last note should be 1 to the right. Oh, right. Yes. True. That sounds good. Actually, this delay sounds a bit long, though. Or maybe this sounds too long? Wait. Maybe it's just because this one isn't held. Because like this one, we don't... I guess in the full song, this would be a held note. Whereas here, we don't have that. We do not have that. But if we were to do... I think the off feeling is the fact that it's playing it all straight instead of being swung. Yeah, because we don't have any... So like if this was... like if we did this... If we use this 25% pulse, and then we did... why does this sound different? 50% pulse. 50, right? This is 50. It's because it's fading out. And then we need to do some manual cuts. If you want to make music from scratch or find yourself getting stuck on a wall, you might want to try recreating some of your favorite songs. That's what I'm doing. Oh, that's what I'm doing now. I'm copying this song. I'm copying it and see how they do it. So yes, I am in fact doing that. Short 25% pulse. So okay, so we made all of these just, instead of short pulses, full pulses. But it sounds worse. Oops. Oh no, what have I done? No. It sounds so bad now. Stop. Alright, so we need to, at some point, cut some of these notes. But what does it sound like now? Okay, we add a cut here. Right, we can cut, note cut, and then same thing here. I think that should sound slightly better. I think there's also a cut here. Maybe. Right, this one should be cut here. And then another one maybe here. He's swinging. Note cut. All right, I'm gonna drink some water. Twitch is saying that it's gonna run some ads. You can listen to the good song though. Start over. Start over from the start of this song. Picross S5. All right, I'm hydrated. Now we go back into the music. Back at it again. Maybe another cut here. And there, and also I think there also needs to be another cut here. Maybe this one's held, right? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Wait, this one seems wrong. Is this delay wrong? I think these are too evenly spaced. There's something wrong about this one. Should this be closer to this? Maybe this one also needs a cut, as well as here. What is wrong with this? Should this one be longer? Hold on. Maybe this here needs to be longer. Is that true though? Is this true? Maybe it's fine. What if I just sped it up? Maybe it's the speed. I think maybe it was just the speed. Is it though? What if it was faster? That's too fast. Okay, maybe that's fine. And then if we simply copy all of this, and then in the second one, so this one 32. Where is that? Is this here? Does this mark the same place? It does. Okay, so at 32, instead of wait, how does that go? Doesn't this one goes up, right? Wait. So this one should actually be wait, hold on. No, this one's fine. Is that right? So from here. Wait, that was pretty close. Is that even close? That's not even close. No, I don't even know. This must be so unpleasant. There's like these pure tones just being played from your speaker, your headphones. Call your talented artist friend? Or what? I have many talented artist friends. You ever like play a thing and then it's like none of these notes are correct? Yourself, I'm not my own friend. Although you might say that you should be your own friend. Shouldn't we all just be also our own friends? Wait. Wait, that is correct. What? Why? When I went through the notes, it did not sound like it was this one. It's hard, good for learning though. It's so hard. How do people do this? I guess they probably have experience doing it. They probably have relative pitch. What is this? Part of how you learn relative pitch. So true. Maybe I should watch some videos. Oh, that's on the next octave. Ah, yes. I see. I see. And then this note goes until here. Oh, shoot. He has transcribed some part of the song. He's done it. I see. So true. You guys see that? Did you see that? Okay, so like seeing this, I'm like, okay, so the way that you can make interesting melodies, I think my problem that I was doing before was that I didn't have, like, I would never have two notes of the same note in a row, right? And I think sometimes you need that. You can't just always go up and down. You can sometimes use the same note, and that sounds good. Especially when you play like two of the same note, like two of the same note, and then two of the same note, and then two of the same note. Because that also happened with this. I'm still a big fan of this. Right? That's very appealing to me. But I didn't have that. I would just constantly go between various notes. Whoa, what the heck was that? I noted this is a bug in VTube Studio. Sorry, GB Studio, not VTube Studio. Is if you pause a channel and you switch songs, it becomes unpaused. And by pause, I mean muted. Me when I don't know how to use words. Dentry, why would Dentry not fix this bug in GB Studio? Okay, so how do I turn this knowledge into something that will benefit me? What was the last? I did example 3? Was that my most recent one? Right, there was too much. What if we had like the same note? What if this was actually two of the same note? No, that doesn't work. Why does it not work though? Why does that work for this one but not mine? Oh, what if this one was the same? This was up here and then this is down here. And then this one is up here. No, because we don't have cuts in between. That's the thing. With the other one we had cuts, but this one we don't. What if this here was there? He's not swinging. Bro is not even swinging. No, I have to understand the various rhythms. Okay, one thing I've learned many things today, is that I don't have a good sense of like rhythm, of like relative movement, relative ordering, positioning of notes. And also I need to learn relative pitch. Although I guess relative pitch is really mostly important if you're trying to transcribe a song. Right? If you're making your own song, it's a little bit less important. Not that it's unimportant, but it's a bit less. Yeah, it's like, it's only really if you're trying to like transcribe songs. That's a thing. You can just use playback, true, but it would be nice. Would be nice to hear a song and go, oh yes, of course. That's two of the same note followed by two notes slightly above on the same octave. Play it by ear. It also has a very appealing shape. Look at this, it goes down, it goes up. Very nice, very nice shape. What if I just drew a shape? Example 5. I forgot we did this. Forgot about this one. Alright, what if we just drew a shape and it somehow looked good? It sounded good. If we did like two of the same and then two of the same and then two of the same, but also two of the same. No. Well, because these are short pulse notes, we need the extended notes. It's so loud. How do I make it stop doing this? And then you can... What if for this one you use a lower volume? Set volume to 6. Same for this one, same for that one. Extend only the downbeats. Extend. So if I cut this note short, note cut, and then I cut this one, and then this one. I already forgot what the upbeats and downbeats were. That's the opposite. No. Okay, if I did this. Okay, so the downbeats are, okay, so it's up and down and up and down. Isn't this the same? This is the same City Pop. Did I just accidentally make the same notes? Wow, I just instinctively did it. But why doesn't it play? Okay, because we need this here as well. We don't have the do, but it's like dee, right? Dee, the same note, dee. I think. What am I trying to accomplish with this? What am I doing with this? If I compare it to this one's going up. Boop, 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 boop. And then this one's going down. I think also repeating, like going like this, and this, and then going back down. 3 notes that ascend with some delay between. Oh, is this the swing part? The fact that this note is not here, but rather, because like normally you would have this here, here. They're aligned on the 1st or 4th. And this one's actually on the 6th. And then it goes to the 4. And then the 1. And then the 6. I see. Is that what it is? Interesting. It's complicated. This is too complicated. That's just syncopation. Let's see. Me when I'm playing Battleship, my opponent is a Capation. Oh, you sank my Capation. Syncopation. That's it. That's jokes. That's comedy, everyone. Me when I understand comedy. You know, it probably would be better to learn this in a software that doesn't require me to manually cut my notes like this. I feel like this is probably not the best like way to learn music. In something that has all these arbitrary constraints like this. Because I know a lot of people, they'll like compose music in a different software and then they'll go into like a tracker software to actually like implement it. I should probably like not be using this to learn. What would I use though? Beatbox? Beatbox.co? Could probably do it. It's fine. It's fine, but it's also tedious though. Like to do the note cuts. Because the thing about this, you could just do this, right? I can't do that. I have to like make the note and then I have to do this. I manually put the note cuts in there. Although I guess if my end goal is to make music in this software, it might be good to like get used to it. Or actually, I could probably just, okay, I could probably just get rid of these instruments and then make separate instruments that have the cutoff. Like I can have one that's like a half note, one that's like a quarter note, one that's like a whole note, maybe. Because I think that's what the length argument does. I think the issue with GB Studio, it starts you off with all of these, and then I'm like, I don't want to delete them though, right? But maybe I should delete them. Maybe, okay, I'm not too attached to this. I'm just gonna delete this. Right, maybe I shouldn't. No, it's fine. I can reconstruct this at any point. Well, what about this though? It's muted. Well, this didn't sound good anyway, so I'm getting rid of this one. Get all this out of here. All right, so let's like delete all our instruments and reconstruct them from base principles. So we can have this one be, instead of fade out, we'll have length, right? Length. So tempo is the length of one note. So if the length was let's say 24, sweep change 0. If length was 24, then that means this should play for 4 of these. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. What? Maybe I'm misunderstanding how this works. What exactly is this length? If the length was 64, so it seems to stop here. Why is that? Sweep change. Sweep change. So, oh, sweep time? Is that what I want? Sweep shift. What is this? Sweep time. Sweep time. Me when I have to clean my room. Sweep time. Alright, maybe it's actually that tedious. Maybe you do actually just need to manually cut your notes. What if I just try making the same thing in beatbox? Do, do, do. Do do. How did I do this? It doesn't sound the same at all. It turns out I forgot what the notes were. What the? So it starts from here. And then it goes one lower. And then another. Wasn't that correct though? So this one. So this presumably is this is C. And then it goes, oh, this is actually, it should be this. Wait, what? What the? Wait, that's not correct though. This sounds different. Presumably this is C. Right, this is C. But then it's 2 below, which as we all know is A. So would this be, and then 1, 2, 2, 2. But it's not that. It sounds so different. Am I misunderstanding how this website works? Is this C? Or is this A? Does anyone know pitch? What is this? Can they tell me like what the highlight 5th of song key? Use current scale as default. Show notes from all channels. Light theme. Show piano. Ah, there we. That is C. Why does that sound different? So this is C. So this should be A. But why was it not A? C, B, A. And this should be G. And that sounds correct. Why did it sound different last time? Hold on, this is correct though. And then this is F. And there's no F here. Scale. Oh, should it? Wait, what is this? It's removing notes from me. C major. Can I set C major? Expert. Scale easy. Where's F? Island. Expert. No, that's too hard. Easy. C normal. There's F. Okay, normal. Easy scale is pentatonic. Is pentatonic is when you remove the 5th? Is that what it is? I just watched a video today that explained what that was. Wait, no, pentatonic is that the black keys? Which one is what? Oh, removing 4th and 7th is pentatonic. The 4th and 7th, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 6, 7. Okay, and then this goes to D. Okay, and then it goes down to A. Okay, well, okay. You learned something, probably. What am I doing? I was trying to get the instruments to be something. Right, and then I gave up when I found out it was impossible. You can't even make custom instruments for for whole notes and quarter notes. You gotta do manual cutting. All right. Like this is still, this is ideal. This thing right here, quite nice. So how is this constructed? It goes, okay, so this is a different scale because it has the black keys. Oh wait, these are all using black keys. What's the, is this the, what is the scale that uses only black keys? What musical scale uses black keys? Oh, is there even such a thing? That's a type of pentatonic. I see. Which of the following types of scales? The pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale? No musical scale only uses black keys unless you get fancy with pentatonics. I see. The D minor scale. Now this, a D minor pentatonic. Something like that. Okay, so it goes, what am I doing? What am I hoping to achieve by the end of today? What if I make happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. No, we gotta make something that sounds good. Something that is appealing. On Wolfram, they used to have a thing where you could look up scales, it would show you related scales. Isn't that the circle of fifths? Fifths? I saw some videos on that. I was like, oh, that sort of makes a little bit of sense, kind of. And there are some things from that circle that are logical. Well, Okay, which one of these is easier to replicate? Across S3. Like, this sounds nice. Do 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 do. Maybe we use beatbox for this. Oops. I also need a different instrument. How do I choose from pre-made instruments? Is that even a thing? Random preset type string. Okay, here we go. It's got to be the grand piano, right? No. It's got to be the bright piano. Do, 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 do. Ah, man. It's complicated. Are there people that stream this stuff on Twitch? I just search in the music category. Music. It's just people doing karaoke. Oh, there's people. Hey, there's someone composing right now. There are several people composing music in the category. Karaoke confirmed? No. Isn't this kind of like karaoke though, if you think about it? Are we not also, in some ways, karaokeing? If you stretch the definition of karaoke to an unreasonable degree. Wow. That's music right there. If I've ever heard music, that's music. What about this one? Doesn't this sound so nice? What did they do in this one? Karaoke? Oak is kind of heavy. It's true. How did they do this one? So let's see. They have a lot of effects going on. So it's like do do do, but they're using a different scale though. This is a different scale. Portamento down. Portamento down. Set volume. Portamento down. Portamento up. Portamento up and down. What the? Oh, is this okay? So this one is kind of like what's the term for that? As I do. I see. It's that thing. It's like when you have like a violin and just do like. What if I tried that? What if we had a 50% pulse and then we added portamento up, units per tick, I don't know, 1, how much did they set it to? 1, I don't know. And then portamento down, and then we simply repeated that. What does that sound like? Oh, that's what it does. I see. So if you had it 1 unit per tick, like this, and then this one, what does this sound like? Ah, what if it was like this? What if it was instead of being that, it was this? I see. And then what if we had what if we also tried an arpeggio? Arpeggio perhaps here. And then the arpeggio would go. You gotta put this here. You gotta have that beat there, right? So then you can do a chord, but it's like a weird chord, you know, a strange chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does this sound like? Strange, very, very strange. It's like when your phone is ringing. Okay, what if, okay, no, this is wrong. Okay, let's undo all of these. If we took this one, a secret chord, Hallelujah. Is that the song known as Hallelujah? Wow, and then you add a note cut right here. He knows. I've watched Shrek. I'm aware of the movie known as Shrek. Wow. Wow. Okay, but what if you did that? And also, I did not know that was in Shrek. That was like one of the most well-known, besides All-Star, when I think of songs that are in Shrek, that's like the other song. That's like the second song that I associate with Shrek. And then what if here we, oh, the vibrato, isn't that the same thing as what I was doing manually with this? Is this not simply the same thing? You can set a waveform. What does this sound like? It sounds like nothing. Oh, because there's no depth. Because there is no depth to it. It's simply shallow. It sounds the same. I don't know. This is probably not important for learning music theory, and this is just like fancy effects. Although some may say arpeggios are not standard effect. They're not special. Are the symphonies coming along? Not really. I did transcribe some city pop sounding song, but I didn't make this. I simply copied it. That's all it was. I made this though. I did not make this. I did not make that one. I made this. I made this. It's an iconic scene when everyone went their separate ways due to a misunderstanding. Everyone's sad. Yeah, Shrek. Top 5 Shrek moments. I made this one today. I think there's not enough variation in the movement. It just goes up and down, right? Where's the part where it stays still? Where's the part where it suddenly jumps and doesn't go back down like this? It's a cute melody. Yeah, it's like a Family Mart. A song that you might hear at Family Mart. And then this one. That was just me copying something. And then this, whatever this is. And then, whoa, I made this one. Whoa. Holy, how did he make this? Oh my god. I did not make this. Well, wouldn't it be cool if I did? It would be pretty cool. Wow. Oh, that's how they did this. So they had this. What is this instrument? So we're on the wave channel, and it is that a kick? That is a kick instrument. It's a waveform. It's a triangular wave. And then they had a square wave 25%. Now what are these effects? Portamento down, set volume. Oh, so it's like the portamento down causes this to be like, phew. I guess that's how you could make like a laser sound, like pew. Can I try that? If I put this here, and then I had a portamento down, but like really high units per tick. And I deleted this. Okay, so that is how you do that sound. And then if you add a cutoff here, you see, I understand now. And then how did they, what is this effect? The effect that they did here, yeah, this is sound design. This is not critical for knowing how to compose a melody, but it's interesting. What is it? This is set volume, portamento down. Interesting. What does he do on the noise channel? Oops. What is this instrument? This is the square wave 25. Nope. Noise channel. Snare. Oh, and there's this. What is this one? Hat. Oh, I didn't mute. I did not have this channel unmuted. Oh. I see. Surely at some point I'll learn something from this. For now, I will continue trying to compose something of interest. Perhaps it's a good snare. How about this? What the? Hey, wait a second. It's like, it's kind of similar to the sound they use for electricity for Pikachu. Doesn't this sound like Pikachu? Or like Thunder Wave. One of those. They're always using that stuff. Snare drum. What about metallic sound? It's because the noise is not actually that random. Probably. Let's delete all this stuff. I think another thing that I saw mentioned was that triangle waves. Let's see, where's triangle wave? This one. If played at low frequencies, it sounds like a bass guitar or whatever. But if it's played higher up, it sounds like a flute. So you can use the same instrument for multiple things. So it's very flute-like. Flute-like and also bass. They're the closest thing the Game Boy has to a sine wave. True. Unless you have your own, you draw your own sine wave. Wasn't there some way where you can make your own custom waveforms? Maybe in the noise channel. There's some way there's some way where you can draw your own waves, right? Like this. Yeah. You can draw your own waves, but a sine probably wouldn't sound that good due to aliasing. Yeah. Sometimes you put the bass and flute in the same channel to make different voices. You have to be clever to not have them playing at the same time. Exactly. Exactly. So you could do stuff like this, but it doesn't sound as good. Oh, you really can't just like draw. You have to like click and then move and then click. I refuse to believe that this sounds like this. How does this sound like that? Okay, maybe it does. Maybe it does sound like that. Well, anyway, what about this distorted saw wave? What about this triangular wave? There it is. Square wave. Whoa, whoa, dude. What the? Have I heard of Battle of the Bits? I did come across that website. I had no idea what it was. I was looking for like Game Boy like audio drivers, and they would list some of them. They're like, oh, here you can use Huge Tracker. You can use GB Studio has one built in. You can use a thing that composes MML files to something you can play on the Game Boy. It's like and then I looked on the main site to figure out what that website was. I think it's like a chiptune, like they have like a theme. It's kind of like Game Jam, so for music. Is that true? They have like a theme or something. It's like, oh, make a chiptune song that fits this criteria. And then people just make songs. But the thing was, the website did not explain that. I looked at the website, I'm like, what am I looking at? Practice your craft, right? You look at this and you're like, what is this? Current battles, bulletins, there's merch, and then you're like, okay, what is this, right? FAQ, like about. What is this about? It doesn't tell you what this is. Like, what is it? Open arms to size of Texas. You are then a BOTB player. It doesn't say what it is. Like, what is this? It's like, oh, this website is for competitions, or like, you know, here's a theme or something. The least informative website. And you're like, help. What is help? And then you're like, oh, what is this? There's categories, and you're like, but what is this? Formats. I just need like a basic explanation. Battles. Battle stages. This is it goes too far in depth. But I kind of interpreted some stuff about what this website is. I think they could do a better job at it. Anyway, that's something. I guess that's it for today, though. I've learned a few things. I will continue to try to make some songs off stream. And then maybe in like a month, we'll be like, wow, now we're talking. He's making something that sounds kind of like music that I would actually listen to. Maybe not even in 1 month, maybe in 5 months. Maybe in a year. Maybe next stream. No, next stream is Variety Saturday. But that's gonna be it. Let's find out what day it is. Let's rate someone. Who is streaming on this Friday? 1 hour battles are a fun way to practice and learn other people's techniques. Ben Levin's Let's Write series. I'm gonna look this up. Ben Levin Let's Write series. Kind of nerve-wracking. Yeah, 1 hour. I could not compose something really in an hour, but maybe in the future. What international sticky toffee pudding day isn't that's like one of Vacuously's favorite foods. I didn't know. I didn't freaking know it was today. I would have mentioned it. National Handwriting Day, National Pie Day, King Day, Rhubarb Pie Day. Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day. I feel like we've had this as a raid message before. Measure your feet. What? Mid-Atlantic getting hit by a snowstorm? Yes. Sunday, there's gonna be a lot of snow. Weird that Rhubarb Pie Day is now, given it's super out of season. What if you were in Australia, though? What about that? We can do National... You guys want to do National Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day? What are my relevant emoji for that? What is the most relevant Wolfie emote for Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day? What if it was Pharmaceutical Frog instead of Fraud? You ever think about this? Have we considered Frog? I've considered this. Okay, let's see. Who do I raid? Who's streaming? What if I look in the music category? If I raid someone who's composing music? No, these are all real people. These are all people that are not virtual. They're real. And the ones that are not real are doing karaoke, which is a different thing. It's a different thing entirely. I can't raid people that are real. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't want to. Alright, well, let's see. What about this guy? I could raid Michael. He's doing a collab with Ember, Chocojanks, Shrewsky. But that's a collab though. Do I want to raid into a collab? What about this guy? What about... I can't spend this long finding someone to raid. Okay, let's just raid Michael. So let's raid Michael. National Report Pharmaceutical Fraud Day raid. What emote do I have? I don't know. Yeah, sure, that one. Sure. He hates collabs. Can't believe it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with Variety Saturday. I feel like it's been a long time since the last Variety Saturday. Surely there are many good games to play. I would hope. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they're all bad. Perhaps none of them are good. But we will play some of them. Perhaps even many of them. Perhaps even dozens. Probably not dozens. But probably at least two. At least two of them. And now we sit here and we wait for several seconds. Soon. Okay, raid's going. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.